This is kbci.blogspot.com. KBCI means keeping Valdosta citizens informed. I'm along Highway 41, south, in front of the Inmark, in front of McDonald's. Along this little highway, we see police officers and county deputies patrol this area and issue speeding tickets. I wish that there would be more signs with speed limits and caution signs maybe, as well as more warning issued during these hard economic times. Since this is located in a economically oppressed community where most people that travel and frequent this highway are poor people who need these funds to take care of their children. But the reason why I'm out here today is because I wish that the same effort from the outstanding members of law enforcement would take on the initiative to find out why we have had 31 jail deaths here in Valdosta-Lowndes County and leading the state of Georgia. From 1994 to 2009, the Lowndes County Jail have bore a record of being or having more deaths committed for whatever reason. More people have died in the Lowndes County Jail than any other county in the state of Georgia. In addition, since 1994 to 2009, 31 people, and from 2009 to 2013, we don't know how many deaths have taken place. The number could be 5, 10, 15, 30, or 40. We really don't know. In our local news media outlets, that's radio, TV, and television, district attorney, the clerk of the court, our elected officials, both city and county, no one seemed to care. With all of these churches that we have here in Valdosta, all these pastors and ministers of Jesus Christ and imams in Islam and rabbis in Judaism and other denominations, they seem unconcerned. The mothers and fathers who talk about the spiders in the jail, we were told about these in the 90s. Why is it here in Valdosta that the people are kept so ignorant? Why is it that the citizens to be heard at city council meetings are the last item on the agenda of a public meeting in the state of Georgia? Why is it that the county commissioner's agenda have the citizens to be heard as the last item on the agenda? Board of Education meetings in the city, where are they located on the agenda? What are we to do here in Valdosta? We know that Dr. Matthew Richards, the NAACP, the SCLC, and other organizations put together a 2-hour video. It's on YouTube. Just Google A Chorus of Fear. A Chorus of Fear. And Willie James Williams. It'll pop up. And see that the people here, many people who get out of jail, are afraid to even talk about their experiences. So why is this? Yet our sons and daughters can go fight in foreign nations. They deploy from Moody Air Force Base, where a picture of the president, you can't find it on the first floor within the chain of command and structure of the 23rd Combat Wing. Now, many veterans, even lieutenant colonels that I talked to at Moody on the first floor, who frequent this building, don't understand why that is. Now, we all know that we have had 43 all-white male presidents. And we who were of the black African-American descent, we never struck or lashed out at the other white European presidents as we see is being done to President Barack Hussein Obama today. But be that as it may, we don't worry about what they do. We must do what we do. And this is why I have these videos, over 2,500 nearly, on YouTube. When I found out that my letters would not be published in the Valdosta-Lowndes Times because I was coming at Rush Limbaugh and others, even locally here, Glenn Beck and others, who treat this president as if though God made a grave mistake in allowing him to come from his mother's womb in the same manner that he did the other 43 all-white male presidents. So we can say it's not about race, and we can say it's about taste. But whether it's about race or whether it's about taste, we must stay in our place and be righteous, or we might as well close the doors to our mosques, close the doors to our synagogue, close the doors to all these other big, huge, fabulous places of worship, and let us not send our sons and daughters. Let me repeat. Let us not send our sons and daughters on foreign battlefields to fight, be injured, and die for the rights of foreigners that we are losing here in this country because too many of us can talk about Jesus and Mohammed, and the son of Amram and Yoshabel, Moses, in these places of so-called holy worship. But we fail to do the works of these great men and women, such as Queen Esther, Mary McLeod Bethune, Harriet Tubman, Shirley Chisholm, Cynthia McKinney, and others. And so we placate, we duplicate, and we imitate these great worthies. But in truth, we seem to be practicing the hate of Satan. And so it is my responsibility as a human being, as a father of three, as a former president of the NAACP, as a community activator. How can I talk about celebrating Dr. King's birthday down there at a monument? How can I talk about celebrating Dr. King's birthday at a banquet? How can I talk about celebrating Dr. King's birthday at Mathis Auditorium? How can I talk about Dr. King's birthday in a school, mosque, or synagogue and fail to get on the street and fail to walk my beat and do the work of Jesus, to do the work of John Brown, to do the work of the founding fathers, to do the work of Abraham? Do you remember in the volume of Sacred Law, before we close this out, wherein Jesus said to the Jews, and it's applicable to us at this dispensation, if you say that you are the seed of Abraham. And so if the Martin Luther King Committee, who I respect each one of them, I respect them very highly for all the great work they're doing. But if they are of the seed of Martin Luther King, if the clergy are members of the great religious leaders of our day, if the mothers and fathers are about the work of Moses and Jesus and Jeremiah and Mordecai and the other great worthies, then as Jesus asked the Jews, I'm going to ask you, January the 7th, 2013, along Highway 41, I'm going to ask you a question. Jesus asked the Jews, Are you the seed of Abraham? Because they said that they were. And we say that we are Christians, or we are Muslims, or we are Jew, or we are good people. Then Jesus asked them, are you the seed of Abraham? And if you are the seed of Abraham, then you would do the works of Abraham. So how can you be a servant of Jesus? Yet, when it comes down to standing with the Presbyterian in their quest for justice, standing with the Madison 9 in their quest for justice, going to Willacoochee, Georgia, where people were paid for voting for the mayor, or in Douglas or Coffee County, where a noose was put around the fireman's neck as a prank. Where are you on those issues? When it comes down to HUD funding in this community that was designed in 1968 to lift the people from the bottom to the top, where are you on those issues? Mr. Mir is Christian, Mr. Mir is Jew, where are you on those issues? Or do you know anything about them? When it comes down to public meetings and citizens being pushed to the end of the agenda, or meetings, open meetings in Brooks County on July the 17th, wherein Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp eventually came down to investigate alleged voter problems. What was your stand on that, or do you know anything about it? And are you fighting to get a more open press? So if you didn't know, these channels of what's supposed to be the news media would tell our story. So we would not be deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make a decision based on facts. But no, you say you know Jesus. You say you know Muhammad. You say you know the son of Amram and Yoshabel Moses. You say you're the best citizens in our community. So why, and I do mean why are we in this predicament? And why are we talking about and complaining about our sons and daughters with their pants down? Somebody done caught us with our pants down when it comes down to standing up for what is morally right, for fighting for our children, and ensuring that if our children can go fight on foreign battlefields and die for this nation, while we duplicate, imitate, and placate the good people of this world, and giving another false vision, another false image that we are following those great men, but somewhere down the line we've lost touch with realities. So I'm going to close this out. Today is January 7th, 2013. I'm to the point now where I'm more encouraged than ever. When I look across this planet Earth and I see how the wicked, and I do mean the wicked like Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck and all those who follow that line of wicked, unholy divide, it makes me tremble, not out of fear. It makes me tremble in the love that I possess for my fellow man beyond any skin color. Because sooner or later, our children gonna see us for what we are. And if we cannot stand up for what is right, our children are gonna laugh at us as the children of yesterday laughed at those who followed the Lester Maddox, the Bull Connors, and others who God and history found on the wrong side of history. And so as I leave you now, I want to leave you backing up. When will you back up from fear? When will you back up from those who don't want you to be treated as full-fledged Americans? When and why will you keep backing up when I keep giving you what your newspapers won't give you? Why do you keep backing up when I keep presenting you with truth that Georgia is an at-will to work state, wherein you can be fired for good cause, bad cause, or for no cause at all? Nobody seemed to care. We continue to walk forward. We continue to walk forward and put the same Georgia elected officials back in government to take us into hell and take us deeper into hell. And our children are going deeper into hell because we don't give a damn. Just remember, you can be fired in the state of Georgia for good cause, bad cause, or for no cause at all. And your employer does not even have to tell you why you were terminated. That's what happened to me at Walmart store 2615 here in Valdosta, Georgia. And so I traveled to Bentonville, Arkansas. 141 people were selected from around the United States to address the leaders and the executives of Walmart, only to be turned away and almost arrested by members of law enforcement because we are losing our rights in this country. They fight unions at Walmart stores incorporated in America. Let me say this again, and I'm through. They fight unions here in America at Walmart stores incorporated, but did you not know that in Red China Walmarts, they have unions? Bet you didn't know that, did you? In China, Walmart workers got workers' rights. Why didn't you know about that? Why is it that you don't know about a lot of news in your community? It's because we do not love our children enough. We have been bamboozled. We've been hoodwinked into thinking that we are in the land of the free and the home of the brave and all that kind of jazz. And so we voluntarily and we gladly send our boys and our sons and daughters to go fight in a war while their own rights are being dissolved here in the land of the free, in the home of the brave, and where parents seems to be left deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make an intelligent decision based on facts. Once again, this is KBCI, keeping Valdosta citizens informed. I'm George Boston Ryan, doing what I do because I put my life on the line for this great nation, and I do not like what I see. And somebody, somewhere I read in the volume of Sacred Law, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set and make you free, and without truth there can be no freedom. January the 7th, 2013. Bye-bye, we go.